Live from the LJPCBM studios from Savannah, Georgia. It is time for LJPCBM Friday. And now, here's the stars of the show, Link Shepard, Benny Lee, and Remix Clone.
Let's begin indeed. Thank you, David 1000. Hello, people. Sujari speaking. Welcome to the second to last episodes of Elgin Fridays, episode number 437. Today we're doing not one, not two, but 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dev topics along with 2 news reports we're going to be talking about on this episode of Elgin Fridays. And then we'll do a World Watch on the very last of these World Watch on segments. And let's talk about it now. So show it. So we got for us. We'll start with Ed Wallace. Boy, that name. He was American radio host. He was a founding owner of Mojo Productions in Fort Worth, Texas. He's a former chair salesman. He was a former president of Wheels with Ed Wallace and that, which broadcasts out to Dallas, Texas on radio station KLIF 570 AM. Retired in 2022. The show was also broadcasted over the air in internet like that. Focused mainly on automotive subjects, which is sponsored by local dealerships. Wallace also a weekly column in the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. It was constantly wired for the Business Week Online. The show went around to give the Dallas Press Club's K Award for Best Radio Documentary. And Wallace was recipient of the 2001 Joe Award for radio from the Anderson School of Business at UCLA for outstanding business journalism. He died at his home in Fort Worth, Texas on December 28, 2025. He was 72 years old. The next step topic has to do with Michael Lipsman. Born Michael Bruce Lipson. He was an American music manager. Over the course of his career, he managed several major musicians and bands including David Bowie, George Michael, Matchbox 20, and his frontman Rob Thomas. Yeah, not the Bob show we know, but Rob Thomas. Anyway, and Melissa Manchester. Lipman worked with artists through large milestones in his career, something like that. He served as an opportunity for entertainers before entering the management industry. He served as David Bowie's manager in the early 70s and managed for George Michael on 2 occasions. One in the late 80s during his fame in the song Fave, and then again a 17-year gap in the mid 2000s. He was born in Rochester, New York on December Lipman and his wife on August 8th, 1946. Well, okay. I'll come right back. Stand by. Back, folks. Sorry about that. I have to just get my head straightened up and, of course, just eat some Lunchables and drink a whole bit of water. Excuse me. Anyway, let's just start get the show right now. So shall we? So we got for us. Anyway, excuse me. Anyway, he graduated from Illinois College in New York before he attended American University of Washington College of Law, something like that. Anyway, his career began with this. Anyway, once Lipton graduated, he began working for creative management associates, something like that. He became interested in the entertainment industry while on vacation in Los Angeles. After working with Hollywood stars, Lipton was tasked to work with the watch musicians, like that, by his agency. He worked with artists such as Electric Light Orchestra and B. Murs, like that, before parting ways with CMA to join Cooper, I% and Harmonious Paul Waldfirm, from that. From 1971 until 1975, Lipton worked as David Bowie's artillery manager. During this time, Lipton assisted Bowie through his release of the single Fame in his movie The Man Who Fell on Earth, and his guest appearance on the show Soul Train The two parted ways in December 1975. Coming out of supplies of Lipton, like that. In the spring of that following year, Bowie will file a lawsuit against Lipton, claiming he had a higher percentage of Bowie's earnings than we have in the title. Wow, okay. Still later, we consolidated their differences and remained friends. Well, okay. Following his work with Bowie, Lipton joined our Records as vice president with close operations with that, working under Clive Davis. Well, anyway. While with Arcia, he helped singer with Chester from that to help her double nominations for Best Virtual Song for the 52nd Academy Awards. Wow, okay. Lipton went on to form Lipton Colorado Entertainment in 1986 to talent manager Rob Haynes with that. The partners of managing Noise Soul talent George Michael. Partnership soon grew to include the management of their other partner artists, such as the bands Megadeth, James Anderson from that. The pair split up in 1990, Colleen retained his position as Michael's manager, and Lipton taking on the energies of her artists. In 1996, Lipton became the manager of the band Matchbox 20. In addition to his work with the band, Lipton spent 20 years as manager of the frontman Rob Thomas's solo career, with helping the stars through label nominations and career moments with that. During the 2016 autograph karaoke tour, he continued his work with musicians as part of Lipton Entertainment until his death, working alongside his brother Terry and his son Nick. Personal life and death. Lipton married Nancy Harris in August 1968. Two were married for 57 years, wow, and had 2 sons. His son Nick served as a partner of Lipton Entertainment, while his other son Josh was director of video content at iTunes. His younger brother Terry, from 1954 to 2021, also managed artists. Michael Lipton died at his home in Santa California on December 29th, 2025. He was 79 years old. The next step, top has to do with Tim Cass. Born Timothy James Cass, he was an American actor writer of the role-playing game industry. His voice remixed role-playing games for you. Tim Cass became interested in the board game in his childhood. Later turned to manager war games. While attending the university after a stay at the U.S. Navy, he was part of a group playtesting an early version of the new role-playing game Dungeons & Dragons. D&D for short. Game co-designer Gary got attacks with that. He hired him as a first employee at TSR Incorporated in 1975 after ending some of the TSR's early D&D publications. Cass became manager of Strategic Review, which later became The Dragon, and then Dragon Magazine. Cass left TSR in 1980 to publish a new magazine, Adventure Gaming, but when that failed, he left the game industry in 1983. Wow, okay. Spent more of his time as a freelance editor and speechwriter before becoming a teacher. In 2010, he returned to the game industry as one of the co-founders of Enrich Enterprises. He was born and raised in Milan, Illinois, on January 14th, 1949. At age 11, became interested in Iowa Hills board war game D-Day and played on the fantasy for 3 years. During a 4-year stay in the U.S. Navy from 1977 to 1971, during the Vietnam War, he outplayed 1914, another Iowa Hill game. He married his wife Cheryl in 1970, and they have a daughter and son. After leaving the Navy, Cass attended Illinois University, some of that campus in California, Illinois. While there, he was introduced to military wargaming. He could chain malls, some of that. Excuse me. Anyway. Okay. While there, he was introduced to military wargaming, including chain mall. Mail, some of that. Anyway. Casball chain mall offer gay tax. While gas might have been out anyway. While there's some question about the game. This development in the series a long late night phone conversation about the miniature roles that an interview phone gay tax an invitation to guys to come to Gay Con gaming convention in convention Wisconsin. Well, there guys finally met gay tax in person for the first time. At the time, he was co-developing the roles for the new topic game. He was called the Fantasy Game. He sat on the gas on the 2 sample sessions of Good Tax offer, thereby becoming one of the first people outside of his family, Good Tax family and friends, to play the Dungeons and Dragons. In the game industry, his career beginnings goes like this. In 1975, a year after the original roles of Dungeons and Dragons goes like that, were published by Technical Studies roles, soon become TSR Incorporated, something like that. He hired tech guys as editors, something like that, the first full-time employee of a new company. Guys were assigned as editing, developing, and consuming to buy more role supplement. Anyway, he also became editor of the Strategy Review, starting with issue number 5. Guys offered a variety categories for that through a schedule license to publish. The Dragon Air is a Friday to publish Adventures of Game Masters to use. In 1936, guys added the file-free supplement rules booklets in the original D&D rules. Which diversity, gods, demigods and heroes, and swords and spells. His focus within TSR would then change. He oversaw the formation of TSR per goals from that. Split the Strategy Review into 2 new paragons. The Dragon, devoted to D&D, and the Little Wars, devoted to historical board gaming, manager plays, from that. Guys named the first 43 issues of Dragon, so renamed Dragon Magazine. Guys developed and edited DSR's home original board game, World Guns War 1066. It was responsible for starting the days of the Dragon line of calendars. During development of advanced Dungeons and Dragons and basic Dungeons and Dragons in the late 70s, he helped guide tags to knowing the difference between the 2 game systems. Anyway, he also responsible for hiring a number of people at the TSR for spreading away on to become eventual careers in that role-playing game industry, including Kim Mulholland, something like that. Anyways, and he resigned for TSR in 1980. And later revealed that he was to disagree with the creation of advanced Dungeons and Dragons. He virtually written a forward to a registry that D&D was meant to be a free-willing game, only losing bonded progression with the rules. Then he wrote this. It will start going bad with the publishing of AD&D. Anyway, the player's handbook book, something like that. Here comes the Rules Warriors, the NIT picker, something like that. Anyway, PICKER, something like that. Anyway, and the homegrown experts, something like that. The fun started to leech away from whipping bumps. Now there's were Ditch, Duma, and regulations. Gone were the days and the Guardians. He stayed in the game industry for a few years, developing the Naval War with Hamilton Hill in late 1981. He also started up NASDAQ Publishing in order to become a publisher and editor of the New Games magazine, Adventure Gaming. He was able to sell advertising space, and on paper he was sold to have made money. But due to ongoing realization in the early 80s, he made his advertising well in financial trouble. He had difficulty crediting his ad revenue. Cash went forward to cease publications after only 13 issues. I mentioned that I've lost my shirt in my, what you call a crushing defeat. At the TSR, following the adventure games in 1983, Cash gave up the game industry to do some freelance gaming. Freelance era to Eddie, something like that. Ghost Ryan Speech Ryan. He was back in school in 2002, and after a master's degree in education at Xavier University, Cincinnati, Ohio, he became a teacher. 2006, Cash won the Celebrity Auction Year with Frank Manzer and Jay Colin Indy. He joined Mancher as a special guest at the Lake Gaming Convention in 2007-2008. Cash and Mancher further returned to the role as auctioneer and Jay Colin Indy until 2017. Especially the following year each of his careers like that. Jim Warren, a fellow TSR employee, the early days in the company, who had been managing editor of the commercial magazine, pushing Cash to write a monthly column in the magazine. And at the KT Fair in November 2010, Cash announced his return to the game industry as one of his founders with manager James Ward and Chris Carr and Seven Ward Enterprises, which was published in the variety of the Joe Works as well as the new creations for role-playing games. In 2012, Cash became the first editor of Gay Gags magazine. His Squadron Journal published by Ernie and Luke Gay Gags. Wow, okay. Sons of late Gary Gay Gags, who created his old school Dungeons & Dragons. Wow, okay. 6 issues were published from 2013 to 2016. But the Gay Gags brothers ceased publication with Gary's widow, Gail Gay Gags, initially with the trademark dispute over the magazine's name. He died of a short illness on December 30th, 2025, New Year's Eve, before New Year's Eve, 2025. The day before that. Anyway, it was December 30th. Anyways, he was 76 years old. The next step, top half was Talia Solensberg. Born Talia Kennedy Solensberg. She was best known as an American and writer, journalist, and author. She worked as a science and collaborative reporters at New York Times and worked with several other publications, including The Atlantic, The Washington Post, Vanity Fair, Bloomberg News, and Bloomberg News from that. Her book, combinations like that, The Environmental Impact You Don't Know How You Have, was published by Grand Central Publishing in 2019. So was a member of the Kennedy family and Baumler family. Wow, okay. Graduate from Yale University, something like that. And later involved in the master's degree in American history from University of Oxford. She died on December 5th, 2025. She was 35 years old from a acute leukemia, something like that. She was born May 5th, 1990, at New York City, New York Hospital, to Edwin Swartzberg and Caroline Kennedy. She's the granddaughter of the 45th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, First Lady Jacqueline Barter Kennedy Osnas. She and her siblings, Rose and Jack, were primarily raised at the anyway, hold on, let me see. Oh, that makes sense. Probably raised in Manhattan's Upper East Side, something like that. I also suspect the 700 times at Marvin's Vineyard. Salisbury's father came from an Irish Jewish family. Anyways, Malaysia, this is a Ukraine. Wow, okay. And her mother is a common Irish, French, Scottish, and English descent. She was raised Catholic. For my mother, who was also probably Hanukkah with the Jewish in the family's holiday celebrations like that. Let's scroll up more. Anyway, Strawberry attended the all-girls boarding school and her sister Rose, later the Trinity School, where she graduated in 2008. She graduated from Yale College in 2012 with a BA in History. While at Yale, Strawberry wrote the Yale Herald and eventually became the paper's editor-in-chief. She received a Charles A. Rice Tower Grant and the research and paper project that explored the communities that grew out of the relationship between runaway slaves and also New England Native American tribes because probably on Marvin's vineyards with that in the 19th century. She's also a member of the Senior Society Mason K. Chase with that Salzburg earned a master's degree in American history from the University of Oxford 2014. After her studies, she entered in Bible guys at Edgartown, Massachusetts. Later became a station worker at the Record in Bergen County, New Jersey. 2014, she became the summer intern in the New York Times 10-week program that eventually gave to recent college and graduates and a few undergrads. She eventually hired as a reporter, covered the administrative section. The same year, she wrote a story about a dead bear cub found in Central Park. In 2024, it's revealed that the cub has been placed. There are an array of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. responsible for the explosive. Cyborg said, "With live law enforcement, I have no idea what responsible for the what I write for that story." Anyways, Salzburg worked in the science and climate report for the Times until she left the paper in 2017. In 2019, she published her debut book. As part of this combination, the Apartment Impact You Don't Know You Have, released in August 2019 by Grand Central Publishing. In 2020, the book won the first place from the Sky Environment journalist Rachel Carlson Environment Book Award. Took part of this. She took part of the presenting the annual Profile and Encouragement Award, John F. Kennedy Presidential Library Museum in Boston. And accomplished her mother, Carmen Kennedy, during the layers of engagement and ambassador in Japan and Australia. Wow, okay. Personal life and death. The 50th anniversary assassination of her grandfather, John F. Kennedy, in 2013. Smart delivers remarks in presenting the Seminole Wilf Lane Cemetery in its memorial monument in Surrey, which has been unveiled in 1965 by Queen Elizabeth II and Gloucester's grandmother, Jacqueline. Wow. On September 9th, 2013, she married Principal George Moran and their families outside Marvin's Vineyard. Two men undergraduates at Yale. Discovered as a son in 2022 and a daughter in 2024. In 2024, the same year, eventually after the birth of her daughter, she was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. On November 22nd, 2025, she reviewed the New Yorker essay, The Leukemia for the Development of Rare Application called Innovation Free, which made a maternal form of disease a bone marrow transplant commemoration the classic trail of the CAR T cell therapy was unable to solve the progression of the leukemia. Her doctors informed her that she has 1 year to live. Sadly, she died 2 days before New Year's, which is December 30th, 2025. She was 35 years old. The next step, Tom has to do with Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Born that name, he was an American actor. He was best known for the role of the Colorado State Senator Clay Davis on the HBO television series The Wire, as well as being the classic collaborator with Spike Lee. He was appeared in films including Goodfellas, Piece of April from that 1408, Enchanted, Central Rapids, Pete's Star Dragon, Cars 3, The Old Man and Gun, All Square, Camelot, and Lightyear. Television series including The Gold Cup, Veep, Gladiator Show, and Your Honor. Several roles across the installments of the Law & Order franchise. Born in South Bend, Indiana on September 13th, 1954, and attends John Adams High School. Graduated in 1952, 72, something like that. Anyway. He was a star player in the school football team, got an athlete scholarship to play football, Southwest Minnesota State University, SMSU for short, Washington, Minnesota. Injuries led him to stop playing football after beginning to part of the redemption of his course, but he focused on acting. After graduating in 1976, he moved to San Francisco to join the American Quadrilateral Fears for that. He moved to Chelsea, Manhattan, New York City in the early 1990s. His career began with this. His first novel, came in 1987 when he was guest star in the police professional Cash and Lacey. He was best well known for his role in the HBO television series The Wire, as State Senator Clay Davis. The Wire premiered in 2002 and ended in 2008. Whitlock had a recurring role in the show's first 4 seasons. It was a part of the main cast in the 5th and final season. The New York Times said it was performance in the 5th season which got a core series Central Times theme, some of that, and the speech Whitlock and booed some of that with the mesmerizing villain phoniness. Some of that. Anyway, has earned him an Emmy, and even though his prior work on the show was disregarded. He appeared in Spike Lee films, including let's go down more. Anyway, She Hates Me, for 25th Hour, Red Hook Summer, Shy Rocks with that. It's a lot of free case. Anyway, Black kind of Layers, anyway, Last Man. Anyway, Miss Mogilla. And Da 5 Bloods. He was made appearance on Cowboy shows with that, and it was made several appearances on the Spanish characters on Law of the War. He appeared as Eugene, a silver role in the 2003 film Piece of April. He had a big part of Goodfellas. This is the doctor who gives Henry Hill Valium while attending his brother. Anyway, he also made an appearance in the film 1408, The Engineer of the Dolphin Hotel. In 2007, he played Evan Banks in The Chandid. He also appeared in partial spots in the 2009 Wii video game Punch-Out!, portraying the character Doc Lewis. He also played the absurd agent named Ron Wilkes in the 2011 film Central Rapids. In the film, he also is a self-described fan of The Wire. At one point, he does an impression of Omar Will, a gangster in the series. He also said in reference to the series that was written before he became involved. He recurred in the HBO comedy series Veep as Secretary of Defense George Maddox. He also made an appearance in The Good Wife, Louie, Gotham, The Carmichael Show, and Elementary. He also appeared as sheriff in the 2016 remake of 1977 film Pete's Dragon. He also performed in the many off-Broadway and Broadway plays, including he made Bruce Bowie debut in 1989 play Monstergate, was in a stumbled in 1990 Broadway production of the Monster Vance, when they pronounce it, sorry. And I studied in 1999 Broadway production of The Iceman Kampf. He was a member of the Mag Pier Company. It was starred in the production of Far North. Comics, when they pronounce it, anyway. And he starred he was a member of the Atlantic Pier Company. It was starred in the production of Far North and had numerous of starring roles. He was also working in the many off-Broadway theaters. He was also nominated for the Lucille Roger Award for Outstanding Featured Actor of the Play in 2002 for his performance in 4. He also toured nationally in the production of the PL Lesson. He was once known for the decent way to pronounce. Anyway, Whitlock said they would pick up the pronunciation from the uncle who pronounced it like that. Anyway, while filming for the 25th Hour, Whitlock said that we heard him use it in competition and encouraged him to use it in the film. Now, the phrase then making a practical debut in it. Soon thereafter, he began filming The Wire. Like I said, said the phrase with explicit pronunciation when that was already present in the script. It was used in the phrase in The Wire, made it very popular, and it became an enduring part in his legacy. He also uses in early films, such as She Hates Me, like Castman. Anyway, and Die Five Bloods. He was also creating an academy for teach actors how to stay praised and talking bubbleheads of himself. Which said the phrase after the successful Kickstarter campaign in 2015, campaign met in the $12,500 goal in less than a day. Virtually raised over $500,000, 1,828 backers. Wow. Part of the Bubbleheads release, said he would give only prototype The Wire shower David Simon. And Simon said that he will show the then President Barack Obama, who has said enjoy it, and make sure to keep it. Okay? Whitlock appeared in the episode of the documentary series Israel's Swear Words, the dedicated word. I'm not gonna say that word in this episode. Anyway, SMSU now obviously as well what about junior college scholarship. He was SMSU some commentator speaker in 1999. Guest artist for school celebration Black History Month in 2007, LGBT month. Anyway, and Marshall and year 2007. Anyway, the Marshall independent called Whitlock perhaps SMSU's most prominent school alumni. He died after a short illness in New York City Hospital December 30th, 2025. He was 31 years old. The next topic has to do with Candy Raymond. Born in Canada, Raymond. She was an Australian actress, most popular from the films and television during the 1970s and 1980s. Born in Sydney, 1950 on May 1st. And attended the St. Ives High School in Sydney, Australia. As a teenager, she played small guest roles in Australian television soap operas and TV series such as Skippy in 1969, Riptide in the same year. She also appeared on stage revues. She also attended NIDA, the class that included John Hargreaves, Wayne Hughes, and Guy Taylor. In mid-1973, she played Jill Stryon in number 96, who was presented as a bleep symbol, anyway, S-word, anyway, which was considered as adults-only TV show, something like that. Anyway, no issue involving her in the several commercial and N-words, N-U-D-E, something like that. In sequences, she then played in the regular character class in 74. In 1975, Raymond was a regular in the comic skit segment titled The Checkout Checks. Which is tuned to the part with Norman Gusman's show of 1975. It's both actresses and storyline writer. She played as Jewish escapee from that as era in the World War II based TV series Soviets in 1976. She also appeared in a number of feature-length films, including Alvin Rise Again in 1974, Now as Artist Carrie in Dawn's Party in 1976, a vanity school teacher in Wisdom in 1977, Money Moves in 1978, The Joys in 1979, Freedom in 1982, and Maggie Grip in the same year. In 1977, she appeared in a talk show about Australian Desire Girls. She was also in state production of the Rocky Horror Show, playing again Sam. 1981, from that. Anyway, she played as prison journalist Sam Hamilton, from that, in the TV series Prisoner. That year, she said she hoped to write and produce a feature. 1985 was a busy year. Over several months, Miss Raymond was was involved in the filming 2 production miniseries, Summer Registry, in 2 different cities. In Sydney, she filmed Scott, a short story of Johnny Keefe in the same year. In Melbourne, she was involved in the Great Bookie Robbery in 1986. In the same year, she also starred in the ABC telefilm Breaking Up, that played a very something mother of 2 going through the marriage of breakup. Anyway, for this role, she later won the Australian Film Institute Award for Best Actress in the telemovie The miniseries. Through the 80s and 90s, Miss Raymond was active in the voice artist for radio and television, and occasionally appeared in dramatized occasional films. Her career began with this. Anyways, her last feature film role was a French Violet Maurice Barret, from that, Mayim in the action film A Case of Heart in 1989, which was filmed on local location in the Philippines. She appears herself in the feature documentary Not Quite Hollywood, the wild untold story of Abomination in 2008, where she was interviewed about women in Australian films in the 70s. Prior to her death, Wyman was living in Australia. She was the sister of actress Victoria Wyman, also in number 96 Babe, as the second actress to play Beef Harrington, after Abigail left the role. Anyways, she was active in animal rights, writing, and internationally participating in local theater music events. She died in Sydney, New Year's Eve, 2025. She was 75 years old. The next step, top has to have Jerry Bansall. Born that name, he was an American author and journalist, who is known for several true crime titles based on murders in the native state of North Carolina. Born in Danville, Virginia, on July 14th, 1941. His journalism career was spent over 20 years, including newspaper work in the North Carolina cities of Columbus, Charlotte, and Greensboro. Worked at the Esquire magazine. Bansall also contributed investigative reports in the Miami Times, including a 92-part 3-year series telling the conversation surrounding the Greensboro Police Department. His first published book was a stock car book, The World's #1, flat out, all times great stock car rocket racing book, published by Doubleday in 1975. His book Blair Blood was #1 in the New York Times bestseller list and adapted to the television movie. He was also established downhill home press to publish books about North Carolina. He is like Linda, living right off of Cali, North Carolina. He died on New Year's Eve 2025. He was 84 years old. The next step, top has to have James Gartholt. Born that name, he was a writer and editor. He was a biographer and literature executive of the essay of William S. Burroughs. Born in Countyville, Kansas on December 14th, 1953, attended the University of Kansas. For a year, he was, before dropping out, traveling to New York City. Before his own ambition, he was finalized as a beat generation of managers and authors. He was also became acquiration of the Burroughs in the late 70s, while befriending Allen Ginsberg in New York City. He's recommend comments to Burroughs on that as a possible assistant, and their working relationship began in a simple manner, yet grew to be a major factor in population that was in his works. He became Burroughs' friend and business manager until the author's death in 1997. He helped edit trilogy novels, City of the Red Knight, 1981, Play in the Dead Rose, 1985, The Western Lands in 1987. As Burroughs' business manager, he spearheaded writing tours in the 80s and 90s. well, editorial copies for Arizona. Combination with stories, he quit working with Bars and returned to Kansas in the early 1980s. And then quickly led to Bars relocate to Midwestern University town of Lawrence, Kansas. Something like that. Work more closely to Gores again. Something like that. He is, my education, my dreams, the year I was born, 95. Credits Gores and the file work. Over holidays, thanks to for this editorial assistant and advisory collection to Larry William S. Bars, 1945 to 1959. Up until his Bars' death in 1997, he supported him, giving him re-engagements, commercial endorsements, Nike's shoes, parts in the film, Drugstore Cowboy, as well as the recording Bars' readings. He looked after Bars' physical needs as well, taking him to Marathon Clinic in Kansas City weekly, as well as providing him with championship, and that is a kind of social security to many people that came to Kansas to break Bars with that. He wrote biographical sketches of Bars' career, Worldwide was one, and then did the professional release of Bars' diaries. Last words of file journals of William S. Bars. He worked on a full-length biography of Bars before he handed his writings and other material to the project Barry Miles in March 2010. The book, called Bars, A Life, was published in 2014 with Miles as its sole credit author. In 2024, the last Too Good to Deep Keep, a collection of 22 songs performed by Gores over 30 years ago, was released on Bandcamp as a double 180 grand vinyl set. New Year's Day 2026, he passed away in the hospital due to complications from pneumonia. He was 72 years old. And the last step, Tommy Lee Jones' daughter, and that was best known as, at the time, and he was found dead in San Francisco Hotel. Now let's talk about this now. Best known as a woman found dead in the hallway in the San Francisco Hotel in the early hours of New Year's Day, it became urbanized in Victoria Jones. The daughter of the award-winning actor Tommy Lee Jones, she was 44 years old. San Francisco Officer-in-Chief Medical Examiner confirmed the Women's International USA Today on Friday, January 2nd. Cause of death had been not disclosed. The email on USA Today on January 2nd, the San Francisco Fire Department confirmed that the professional had responded to a medical emergency at the Fairmont Hotel just before 3 a.m. on January 1st. Upon arrival, paramedics performed assessments and declared the personal disease. The SFFD reports. Anyways, that was for short, yeah, for the San Francisco Fire Department, yeah. Anyways, both the San Francisco police and the medical examiner's office were attended to call the scene. USA Today have reached the out for response for Lee Jones, Victoria Jones, following their father's footsteps, appeared in several films as a child and a young adult. Including 2005's The Three Furrows of the Malquis's Astoria, which he directed. Generally from acting in later years, but Lee Jones, 39 years old, is a celebrated actor known for their roles in films like The Forgive, JFK, The Man in Black trilogy, and The Valiant and Ally. Victoria has been one of two children shared by an actor and his ex-wife, Cabrera Coffley. The pair was married from 1981 to 1996. Of the son, Austin Jones, 43 years old. He was married to his current wife, Dawn Merrill, in 2001. Sadly, we're going to miss her daughter, so let's do a moment of special question. Not one, not two, but 10 depth topics right now. Thank you. Rest in peace to 6 people. Now, oh man, we'll talk about this tomorrow, next week's Crazy Much Web Show next week. Stand by. And last 2 news reports, and we'll do our World Watch segments, and we'll wrap up the show. And that is, of course, Georgia Bulldogs. And sadly, we have a miss, and Ole Miss Mississippi Rebels won again, and sadly, Georgia Bulldogs lost SEC championship quarterfinal, semifinals goes to Ole Miss Mississippi Rebels. So good job, Ole Miss Mississippi Rebels. You did it right this time around. But good game, Georgia, my home state. So better luck next year. So, and the last one we're going to talk about is 2026. And this is our current year this year. And this is celebrating our 250th annual Independence Day in our country. And let me tell you something, okay? 2026 is a 75th year marked the major global events, including the FIFA World Cup in North America. The U.S. celebrated its 250th Independence Day in America 250. Now the Army's 2 lunar mission, U.S. midterm elections. On top side, sport events like the Winter Olympics and the Bars national elections, all under the Chinese year of the firehouse. Major events and anniversaries as follows. America 250, the United States marks the 250th anniversary of declaring independence. FIFA World Cup, hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. Wow. Now, Army's 2 mission, NASA's crew flyby mission, a key step in the return to the moon is scheduled. Not sure when yet, but we're going to figure this out sometime in the scheduled event, coming away, Crazy Much Web Show event, this year. Be look out for it. So be look out. So you see the difference. Anyway, U.S. midterm event elections. All House seats with the first and Senate contested, along with the numbers of state elections. And finally, our Mission Song Contest scheduled for Venice, Austria. In sports, we're going to have these balls. Winter Olympics start on February 6th with the 22nd, just before Elsham Day, on February 24th, 19th anniversary. Super Bowl 60, thank God we're having the 50s. Anyway, February 8th, Men's T20 World Cup, February 7th from March 8th. And finally, Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland, July 23rd to August 2nd. And Quadrennial Calendar, Chinese New Year from that. Year of the Firehouse begins just a week before Elsham anniversary on February 17th, 2026. And that's on February 5th, 2027. And Social Security benefits are scheduled to payments on specific Wednesdays based on birth dates. Wow. And finally, other calendar, a special year with 355 days, starting on Thursday, which is yesterday. So that is all for topics for today. Before we go, we have our Water Watch on segments, and we'll wrap up the show for today, and we'll get to our one more episode, and that will be it for the shows, Elgin Fridays. So there you go. And we'll watch on Paramount Plus, and that will be the SpongeBob movie, Sponge on the Run. But to get prepared to see Sponge from SquarePants in theaters now. And it'll be released digitally on January 20th. I'm not going to go ahead and watch it digitally until I get it in the theater. So that would be something new for me. So there you go. And for that was Elgin Fridays, episode number 437. This is part 1 of 2 of the series finale. I hope you enjoy it. Still, it's going to be the final show of our LJPCBM Fridays. I'm not going to tell you what's it'd be a lot of surprises coming away for Elgin Fridays final show. So get your butts ready, get your things ready together, grab your tissues and everything. This is not going to be a final one yet. Till next time, so just by a bit, there will be one more show left And then that's it. For you guys very soon, till then, the Jefferson out. See ya.